Oh, look, I didn't start the cameras. Slacker. Hold on 1 second. Cameras are starting right now. Okay, here we are. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are gonna play some D&D tonight. We are playing Empire of the Ghouls, and our dungeon master is Maticuri, who should be appearing any second. There he is. Yep, there we
Here
go.
I is. All right. Well, welcome everybody to session 64 of Empire of the Ghouls. We spent the last, 4 sessions, uh, fighting in one combat. I think it was 3 sessions. Um,
Yeah.
3 full sessions of invading the dragon graveyard. Um, and I think the MVP of the entire battle was probably the chat with their
Oh,
healing potions and
Definitely.
especially for CS bot who was like a yo-yo. He was up, he was down. He was up,
up
he was
and
down.
down, up and down. Yep. So you guys have completely destroyed everything that's in there. There's just large piles of bones. You just have added to the bones that were already there, and you have recovered the staff that you guys were looking for. You guys were there to look for the Staff of the Underworld, which is a treasure that was originally owned by Narrowsane, and you were under quest to go and retrieve. What up, Caesar?
What
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
um did we loot?
You did. You have fully looted the place.
I want to take a long rest. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I mean
So
that's kind of
sleepy.
what is. Can we find a place like to stash like everybody? Has anyone got Leuven's
uh,
tiny hut or something? I don't know.
Let's rest in a dragon carcass. Like cut it open and then hide in
Well, I like a
do
And
the
I thought
Luke.
they smelled
and
bad on the
yeah,
outside.
yeah, that, that's pretty good actually.
That was very good. So there is some loot in the party sheet if you guys are going to take it with you.
Oh, uh,
Do you guys think we need that staff, or should we leave that
pro
here?
probably. Let's see. Quint, does he have
Hey, just
oh
sell
yeah,
it.
party. He's got a party back. Party. Various gems. All right.
Yeah, the module author didn't bother to specify. They just said 150 gold piece worth of gems.
Party. Unless anyone needs various gems.
Go ahead and
Who wants
distribute
to carry the
the
staff?
gold.
I should be trusted with the powerful magic item.
I can put it in the.
Cha-ching.
Quint's like, I should just put it in the back of holding.
Probably. Would it be useful for anybody? It is a +1 staff.
No
Guess not.
CS bot. I put it. Ah, ah,
No, I already have a
ah,
staff of
no,
striking.
you can't. I
Though
put it.
that one does look pretty metal.
All right, we'll hold it there. What about this pick? Anybody want to hit a war pick? Can you trip with it or something? Is there anything? No.
Possibly. Yeah, if you don't remember the staff, this is what it looks like.
Definitely putting that bitch in this bag of holding.
I'm gonna yoink the war pick.
War pick sound like a CS bot implement of destruction.
You never know.
Does it
Talking
give him a
rings,
burrow
Caesar.
speed?
If he casts haste on him.
burrow speed of 2.5 per minute. All
All
right.
right.
Well, are you guys going to take a rest inside here, or are you going to go out into the tunnels to try and find someplace safe?
Someplace safe out in the tunnels, I think. Quint's like, the kobolds are likely to come back looking for these dragons, right? Blink.
Yeah, probably. They're not just gonna leave him here.
There are 2 other passageways that enter into this area, so they're tiny. I think only Blink could fit through them, but there are other passageways you think kobolds could certainly come from.
Which way did we come in? Down
You
here?
came in down that direction.
We didn't think it's anything safer down there than any other direction, right? Like, is there a safe spot somewhere? Is there campsite? Oh,
The way here wasn't too bad. You only dangerous thing you ran into was the Shadow Fae assassin. That
oh
wasn't
yeah.
an Underdark type thing. All right, so you guys head out down the passageway and find yourself a place to hole up.
Yeah, heading back towards the guy that the staff was recovered for.
That means I get to push this button
This button?
as you all get a long rest.
Sweet.
But he is
69.
dead. So yeah, it's gonna take you some time to get back down to visit Narrowsane again, because you got to go all the way down here past the docks and back here to the through the narrow catacombs.
What are we finding for food and stuff? Are we finding stuff?
That's a good question. What are you doing for food?
Are there rats and things down here? Because
I
that would be
figured
fine.
that we were getting some survival rolls going on. Like, is this safe to eat survival rolls, right? Like, what?
I thought you guys had something in place. I can't remember what it was though. For food.
Oh, we have a thing that makes us undead that we don't have to eat, maybe? Oh.
I think
The,
that
I think that just makes us look undead.
right? It doesn't,
yeah, it just makes you look
yeah.
undead. And you bought some I thought you bought some when you visited the kobolds down here.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of rations. Like more than I expected I would have. So I assume we bought some, and that's why I have
Yeah.
a bunch.
That's just not something I've been paying too much attention to. So let you guys travel. We're just going to you do not have any, let's double check this, but I don't think you have any random encounters over the next couple of days. And you get back to the last king. Um,
We got
okay.
insects, right? Well, we didn't want to eat them last time because of the king.
Yes, the last king does not uh, like you guys damaging or causing problems to his insects, since they all worship him. All right, so you return back to King Narrowsane, and as he watches you walk in, and I assume you guys are going to pull out the staff.
We
Or,
we will.
Yeah,
I think.
I think
Okay.
so, right? Yeah.
we'll
So
we'll do it like It's
We're
the
like,
Dance of the Seven Veils, so a big tease. Like, keep peeking it out. No?
I see he kind of gets this wide grin on his face and starts rubbing his hands together, and he's almost, if he weren't so dried out and desiccated, you think he'd be salivating at the mouth. Um, as he sees the staff come out of your bag of holding, he says, "Finally, finally, you have returned. Welcome back, adventurers. Welcome back. This is a great day. A great day. Tell me of your journey."
well, I was just leaning up in the hallway outside. It was kind of interesting. We didn't actually go. No, kidding,
He
kidding.
was in a
There were
closet
kobolds
marked
and
supplies.
dragons and
Yes, yes. Gondicap, that bastard cave dragon, has bothered me long enough. But with this, and he hands out his hand to take it from you. You give it over?
I gave it to CS Bot. Here, I don't feel comfortable to handing it to him. Quint's like, here, CS Bot. You can give it to him.
Okay.
And what do you do with it?
I hand it to him robotically.
Okay. So he takes it into his hands almost with like a reverence in his hands. He seems very, very excited to see this staff. And as his hand touches the staff, you can see it begins to glow. The entire staff begins to glow with this dim purple light, which kind of forms around his hands and then runs up and down the staff and then starts to form and disperse and reform these web-like patterns that go up and down the staff. Um, and he smiles and just kind of to himself, he says, "With this, the process has begun. We can we can do this again. But I promised you payment. We had a deal, did we not?
We did.
Well then, I shall fulfill my end of the deal." And he reaches into his pouch, just kind of on his waist there, and he pulls out a small stone, and he tosses it to Blink and kind of laughingly says, "Take that, but don't eat it." And when you catch the stone in your hand, you can see it's actually a very highly detailed carved cockroach. And yeah, I mean, it's almost lifelike in how highly detailed it's carved. And he says, "This is a symbol of mine, a token, if you will. With this, I think you will be able to get the help that you may be seeking when you travel to your next destination in Vandacle. I understand that what you're looking for is likely there. I do have some advice for you while you are there in Vandacle, and that is to seek out the Marquis Laszlo de Mars and the Marquess Dorva Grey Suture. Those two were extremely loyal to me, and they both expressed eternal fealty to me the last time we spoke. I have instructed my children to aid you in this part of the Imperium. So as long as you're here, any of my servants will provide what little aid they can and leave you alone. I'm confident that if you head to Vandacle and seek these individuals out, they will be able to provide you the assistance that you may be looking for in finding your lost friend."
Friend. Perhaps a respite for our journey.
Feel free. A respite? What would you like? Are you seeking food?
Food would be nice.
Well, I have some fresh elf if you would like.
Oh, I've never had
Perhaps,
elf. Blink is intrigued.
perhaps something more vegetable-like.
I think the closest thing I have to a vegetable is a myconid that crossed our paths a few days ago.
It's got to be better than an elf.
Has a spongy texture to it.
Old meat gets stringy.
I'm not sure if you could call a myconid meat.
I was talking about elf.
More mushroomy. Yes, the elf is not the greatest. Fresh drow is much better, of course. This was an older elf.
Perhaps we
She
should.
cried a lot. It was rather funny.
Perhaps we should find a druid.
Okay. Probably time to move along, guys.
Which direction do we have to go?
Oh, before you leave, by the way, another small gift from me to you. Uh, this was by this. This is a gift from the elf, which, if you would like to join me, I'm about to have dinner. She was a cleric, of course, and she thought this would help her. And he pulls out this lead box and kind of hands it to you. And he pops open the lid, and inside you can see a necklace of prayer beads.
Ooh.
And there's 2 beads of blessing, 1 bead of curing, and 1 bead of favor, and 1 bead of smiting. And I'll put that into the party sheet in just a minute.
Sounds all Sir Tegas like.
I have no need of it, and it may prove more useful to you than it did to its original owner.
Will you chuck the 2 people's names in
Yes.
Vandergahul?
Yes, added them to chat.
I just dropped it on my note. Bing, bada bing.
This talking to this guy makes me really glad we helped him.
Yeah, I think it was the right choice, guys. We're the good guys, right?
What? We started off that way,
Well, the
Not
question
me.
is, how is he compared to the other guys you're going against?
right? I mean, he's a little better than the really bad guys.
He did tell you, I believe he told you previously, you had asked him what he wanted to do when he regained the staff. And what he would like to do is to effect regime change. He believes that the Imperium is in a bad state, that the current emperor's weakness was leading the Imperium to failure and destruction by conducting the campaign on the surface world. And he wants to return the Ghoulish Empire to its original roots and withdraw from the surface and consolidate their power under the ground. He believes that they made a serious mistake in overextending themselves onto the surface. Well, it's a large source of food. It brought far too much attention when they were ill prepared to handle it.
That sounds great.
He asks you, have any of you ever been to the Pure City? I take it not.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I doubt it's changed much since I've been there a few hundred years in the past. Uh, it is a fascinating place, bustling. Everything keeps busy as the various nobles who scheme and plot for position within the empire. They like to attend there for recreation and pleasure. There are many enclaves and pleasure barges that they use. It's a haven for those who wish to get away from the press of bodies that fill the White City. The Duke Moretto, I don't know if you are familiar with the good Duke. He rules Vandacool when the Emperor Nicophorus is not in the city. And the Duke is the Emperor's current favorite, of course. As a reminder, as living creatures, you must act as guests while you are in Vandacool. Although you have a lovely disguise, I don't know that it would be all that effective in a city of concentrated ghouls and their nobility.
That's good to know. We're gonna give it a try anyway.
Get
Very good.
how Vandercool, if you were holding our friend there, where would you hold him?
Well, there are many places where someone might be held. The most obvious is the primary industry of Vandacool and the generator of our beautiful sea, the sulfur sea, and that's the sulfur mines. Many slaves are kept there in the sulfur mines. But I do not think the slave that you are looking for would be the type that they would waste in the mines. I get the feeling there may be some more important task that they have for this individual that you seek out. Just remember, as you're there as guests, you are at a disadvantage. Your lack of knowledge and lack of undeath. But a show of strength without resorting to direct threats could go a long way to keeping your skins intact and staying out of those slave pits, those sulfur mines. Failure to ease your passage could very easily result in finding you spending the rest of your lives digging in that nasty yellow soil.
So don't attack the city outright. Is that what you recommend?
I wouldn't
See a
suggest.
spot.
What? I wasn't
Okay,
paying
I'll,
attention.
While you are on your way to the Vandacool, along the way, I highly recommend you stop by and explore Chandelier Island. It's a small island there in the middle of the Sulphur Sea just before you arrive at the docks of Vandacool. There's something there you may find valuable in assisting your campaign against some of the ghouls that you might encounter. There is a special substance there. I've kept it a secret for many years. Not many people know of it, but I've used it in the past against my fellow countrymen who were less loyal to me than they should have been. It's called Ghoul's Bane, and it's an oil which drips from the chandelier-like rocks above the island. And it has, shall we say, a very detrimental effect on my fellow ghouls. And if you cause a little chaos with it while you're in Vandacool, all the better for me.
Is it protected?
Oh, it's been a few hundred years since I've been to Chandelier Island, so there may be things there, but with the strength that you've shown in the Dragon's Graveyard, I have no doubt that you will have no issue recovering some.
So it's less than a CR-45. Great, cool. Yes.
Well, I cannot offer you a boat, I believe, on the passage to the Dragon's Graveyard. You passed a dock. There's a small little assemblage of buildings there, which is used as one of the shipping lanes. Boats and pleasure cruises, barges, and stuff will come from Vandacool, stop at the docks as they ship goods and individuals throughout the underworld. Perhaps you could find a boat while you are there. You could acquire a ship. And in fact, I believe I've got one here somewhere. I need kind of searches around a little bit, goes over to a little alcove and kind of rummages around in there and pulls out a spell scroll and says, "This may help." And he hands it to you. And it's a spell of gust of wind, in case you need to leave the docks quickly.
What do they use for currency at the docks?
There is only one currency in the underworld. You. Or rather, your flesh.
I look at the elf on the table. Elf meat on the table.
Would you like some thigh?
Perhaps.
Perhaps a little bit
neck?
off the back.
Is there some neck?
It's a little tough and stringy, but she was quite skinny.
Can I get a wing?
Unfortunately, she wasn't an aerial elf. You could take an elbow though, if that. She can do the chicken wing.
I'm getting funny looks from the rest of my party. I better not.
I mean, Quint's like, if you're gonna trade in currency, then I guess elf would probably be okay, because, you know, at least it's currency, I guess.
Didn't know the Shadow Fae hated elves so much. Gosh.
They're all
I
part elves, right?
I was just hoping not have to have you walk on the bottom of the Sulphur Lake dragging us along in a canoe.
Eroding the entire time.
Corroding.
Sulfurous water. I've added the necklace of prayer beads and the scroll of gust of wind to the party sheet, so feel free to take that.
Gust of wind, is that anyone can use it?
For purposes of this one, I'm going to say anyone can use it. Just because.
Well, then I think Blink should have it.
Okay.
That's my vote.
And
But,
then as a reminder, the necklace of prayer beads contain the following.
Are the beads labeled?
Yes,
Okay, good.
they are each labeled.
He's dying, he's dying. Stuff this in his mouth. Feet is smiting.
Oh wait, that was the smiting.
Why does your inventory look like it's got different font? Is that the font extension that changes the font in the inventory, or is that just looks?
What change in the font?
What? It
Yeah, I
looks
don't
the
know
same
what
to me.
I don't see anything different.
No, okay, it's just me then.
I mean, there's a difference up at the top because of the Mad Nomad extension,
It
which
just
we're now
looks
moving
a
on
little,
to.
little cleaner, right? I haven't really looked
Yeah.
at it a whole lot.
Apparently, we're now moving to Mad Nomad's Coin Manager 3. He went to 1, and then he did 2, and then he just.
Oh,
When
is
I
that
loaded
what
the
that
table,
alert was today on his
Yeah.
Discord?
it popped up and said, "You get a free upgrade to number 3." Okay.
So he
I don't-
just like had to like kind of re-engineer the whole thing and just start over.
I think he had
guess?
to redo the
Yeah,
starting
probably.
code base, and maybe he had a more efficient design in mind. I don't know. It works. All right. So the token basically means that any centipedes, beetles, spiders, or other insects won't get close to you. They won't attack you. They won't cause you any issues, unless you try to attack them, and then they'll turn on you. But
Before we leave, I want to ask the Last King if the token is something that would be recognized by others. Like, is it something that we shouldn't wear outwardly that people might recognize and target us?
there are those who will likely recognize it. Most people believe I am dead, so I don't know that it would arouse much in the way of suspicion if they realized that it were a token that were given to you directly by me, that might arouse some suspicion. But most believe me to be long gone, a mistake that they shall come to rue. You have any other questions for me about the Pure City before you take your leave and I begin my preparations?
Who do you where do you think we should stay? Oh, you haven't been there in 100, 300 years, so he doesn't know.
I haven't been. Yes, he hasn't been there in a couple hundred years. His main recommendation is to seek out those two individuals whose names he gave you.
Yeah.
Um,
Marquis Laszlo Damas and Marquez Dorval Grace Suture.
Gray Suture.
Sound like undead to me.
They are both Darakul.
This is Quint's like, damn it. He's not a fan. I put the staff back in the party sheet.
Well, if you include the fleas, quite a few bugs would fit inside you, CS Spot.
Right.
I don't
I
think
assume the T-pose, and we're gonna do this.
They all jump off of Blink and then start crawling into you.
I don't think CS Bot has ever been to a child's party before.
He would be terrifying at a child's party. Randomly start stabbing.
So we try
Here's your
to
present at 30 miles an hour.
we try to gather up as much edible food, like rations that we can, and then we head out.
I mean, he offers to let you join him for dinner. He has a whole elf
I
neatly
think
prepared.
Blink's gonna get some elf just for whatever Blink likes to do, but maybe some currency.
Maybe if like you guys aren't looking at some point, then I can just kind of like take a little bit.
CS Bot gonna top off his bag of what kind of meats were you bringing? You had a bag of flesh.
Oh yeah, I took a skin. What is that still in my inventory? I think.
I think it is.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't there some
That
bats or
is-
something that we had that this this Blink
And
still has
remember,
some
the ghouls only
flesh
eat
bats or something?
intelligent creatures,
Okay.
sentient.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna help
beasts.
Blink
They don't
to
eat.
grab a thigh for a future bribe, but we're gonna try. Basically, I'm gonna stand between the party and Blink as he like tries to like get a cutlet, I guess.
Get a nice roast.
Some salted ham.
Alright, I'm adding bit of elf meat to my inventory.
There's just something.
The amount of
wrong
weight
with
you add to it is really how much we're gonna judge you for it.
Yeah, how heavy is it?
I'm gonna put it right next to my bag of skin.
How are we doing?
Wait, is the
on,
bag
like,
made of skin or is the bag full of skin? I think I've asked
No,
this before.
It's
The bag
both.
is full of skin. It's collected from those skin bats.
You could add up to 30 pounds of elf meat. He's willing to let you take it.
I don't
30
think
Let's
pounds?
take it. We might need it at the docks.
Okay, Tyrion is officially the most evil of us. Because Blink
get
and I are
hungry.
just morally ambiguous, but Tyrion should be better.
Hey, I mean, are we gonna do this, or are we just gonna feel bad about it? Like,
You just start stuffing it in Quint's bag of holding, or do you have one?
I think we've been undercover too long, guys.
What's the password to get in this bag? Just stuffing the elf head in there. We might need this.
just like the foot sticking out of my backpack.
That'll work.
just put a boot on it, and then it'll look like a boot sticking out of your bag. It'll be fine.
You can put a stocking on it, and then it'll look like a golf club.
Yeah, I'm going golfing in the Ghoul Imperium. It's a quick bottom nine.
Oh, we should leave before the king makes us a subject.
Yeah, yeah. After you guys eat, he's kind of he starts to get a little antsy, like he has things he wants to do, and he's kind of hushing you out.
I have the underworld to conquer.
Yeah, I've got shit to do, man.
Oh, hold on. I can't carry 30 pounds of elf meat.
I'll take some.
All right, I'll give it to CSB. You can carry it.
No one's
All
asking
right.
Quint. I'm happy about that. It it could have been a cousin. I don't know. Elf meat,
But not one of the cousins you like, obviously.
right? She wasn't Shadow Fae, or she wouldn't have gotten caught.
All right. So you guys, I'm gonna push you guys one more long rest. I don't know if you've used any hit die, but you'll be able to get one more long rest as you travel.
Customer support bot's been prone since we left. But that's okay.
He's just
It's
crawling
no,
along.
I've been crab walking the whole time. This entire adventure, I just haven't. I forgot to roleplay that.
Yes, backpack is over full.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm having a hard time packing this self meat. Okay, I'm walking along as I try to put this. I'm dropping an ear.
Dripping bits as you go.
We're gonna have to
In
put
fact,
some
to be
stuff
honest,
in
I'll lower it to 25 pounds of elf meat. I've lost 5 pounds of elf meat.
Oh, I can take some of the weight. I was the one pushing for this.
You don't have to take the
Oh, I
full
have.
30 pounds. That's just the
No, I think we
max you
should.
could take.
Take the torso. Take the torso. We got room for it.
Ortegas is totally just avoiding looking at you all.
Quint's,
I'm not seeing
Quint's
anything.
distracted him. So these beads that you got over here, these are nice little prayer beads, aren't they? Come over here. They're discussing the elf meat,
I'll play marbles with him.
right?
Right, see
Use
you
some of the
guys.
skin to make him some blinders, Blink.
So we're gonna book passage to Chandelier Island first. That sounds like fun. Let's get some.
Mhm.
Maybe we need to find something to store some ghoul bane in. I don't know.
I think I've got a bunch of bottles still.
We don't even
I'm
know what
pretty
it
sure.
is.
Can you put it in the skin bat skin as like a water balloon type attack?
Skin bat ghoulbane.
That's a
You
great
just
idea.
I love
just
that.
drop them like freaking. The two of us could fly around with our boots and just drop them like little grenades.
I have 48 vials.
Okay, I think we got.
There you go.
Are we in our disguises? 'Cause-
I
Yes.
assumed you were, because
Yeah,
that's
we
what you
probably
said your
should be.
standard operating.
Yes, just
Mhm.
wanted to make sure.
All right. So you guys travel and head towards the dock. And as you get closer to the docks, there's a small assemblage of buildings there. And let me share the map with you. There is a map here. And as you come out near the docks, to the south of you is a tavern, which originally was called the Hardy Spirits Tavern, but I believe Gorvy Dahl, I think it was Gorvy Dahl, renamed it the Stool Pigeon Tavern and made a map for that. So if you guys go in there, he provided the map for that. I think it was Gorvy Dahl. But anyway, so as you come out between these two buildings to the north of you, it looks like you remember back when you guys were near the slave pits, there was that one building where the administrative officers were working and they were handing out travel passes and stuff like that. It looks very much like that. Um, Out here, you see a boat that is moored there, and there is quite a bit of activity over on the boat over here. And it looks like they were just coming in. They're kind of getting tied off, as the variety of the crew is kind of managing the boat, and looks like they're getting ready to offload some stuff.
Is there like a dockmaster harbor? Is that what you said?
You don't see any individual that appears to be like a harbor master or anything like that. It's just a bunch of ghouls over there starting to unload um, bread
That
from the
ship?
boat. Yeah.
Does it appear that anyone's in charge of them? Excuse me. Sorry, got a yawn.
Yes. You do see one guy who seems to be barking orders. He's this guy right over here. And where is? That's what I'm looking for. Are you taking a closer look at the boat itself, or just at the captain, or what are you trying to?
Yeah, we're looking to see if it's something that we can hire, maybe, or steal, I guess. I don't know. Quint's
Okay.
kind of on the fence. Are we here to
The
steal it or hire it? I don't know.
You don't see any guards around, um, and the ship itself. You see there is the captain who is barking orders, and there are two Darakul, two Ghasts, and three Ghouls are finishing up the process of docking and just beginning the process of unloading. And then there is a Shadow Fae that you can kind of see standing next to the captain, chatting with the captain a little bit, pointing at various boxes and various things.
Shadow Fae elf? Shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah, Shadow Fae.
it is
Huh.
a lady who is very obviously from the Shadowfell. She looks alive. She doesn't look undead in any way. She doesn't look at like any of the Darakul or anything else.
And she looks like
She looks like she was a paying passenger and
she's
talking with the captain, and
like getting her gear and getting off, or getting
that's what
gear
it
and
looks
put
like. Yeah.
on.
Looks like she was getting her gear and getting off. They're just mooring up now. They look like they just sailed in and are just getting off.
Well, Quint wants to. How's the. What is it? Like bright light or dim or.
It's dark other than a few lights coming out of the tavern. There is some light coming from the tavern. You think there are some light sources inside. None of the other buildings have any lights. However, when you look out across the Sulphur Sea, kind of, heading, if this is actually heading north, and you look out across the sea, you see in relatively regularly spaced intervals, there are these lights that seem to be like hanging from the ceiling, um, and form not a line, but there seem to be relatively regularly spaced lights that go out into the darkness of the Sulphur Sea. They look too regular to be, naturally occurring.
Like fast? Like moving
No,
lights?
they're completely stationary.
Oh.
It's almost like you had a torch sitting out there, but it doesn't look like a torch at all. It's just in the distance. There's this point of light that you can see, um,
Well,
and they're fairly regularly.
Quint says maybe we should just go talk to the captain and see if he's for hire. Or should we go into the tavern and ask, or what do you guys want to do?
Oh, you could talk to that other passenger getting off the boat. See what she has to say. See if she can give us any information before we try to book them, I guess.
Well, I mean, we don't want to look like a mob scene over here, so maybe a couple of us just go over there.
Yeah, why don't a couple of us go up and the rest of us kind of hang back at the base of the dock and
Come on, Blink. Come with me.
Who is going to? I'm going to touch Quint.
Oh, again.
Should not be locked. Sorry.
There you go. So you get 1d6 added to your charisma check.
How
Nice.
How long does that last? Till I use it? Like
Up to a minute.
minute. Okay. Hey.
You got 10 rounds to convince him.
So we kind of approach and I kind of signal that like try to get the captain's attention. If he looks this way or if anyone looks this way.
Okay,
I'll
as you
say-
get a little closer, you can kind of overhear the Shadow Fae lady. She seems to be a little bit annoyed and kind of seems to be in a hurry and is, giving him orders to get this and don't forget this and be very careful with that box. And she kind of seems to be urgently trying to get her stuff off as she tries to disembark. And he's kind of patiently just putting up with her. Yes, Karen, whatever. Um, as he's just trying to get her stuff off the boat.
And Quint's kind of blocking if she comes this way, just so
Mhm.
she has to. If she comes first, he can say hello.
Okay, and how long are you going to wait there? Because it looks like they're going to be a few minutes. There's a large number of trunks in the hold that they're bringing out, and it looks like it's going to take them a little bit.
Well, every minute, 30 seconds, I'll go back and let him cast the spell again, just to keep it top off. Is that okay? Just pace back and forth. I'll set up on this box and get comfortable.
Yeah,
Okay.
that won't look suspicious. You going back and forth every minute.
I'll tell Blink a little story, and I'll get a +4 on it.
Okay. So you guys sit there on the box, and it takes them about 10 minutes to kind of fully unload her stuff. A couple of the sailors are responsible. They start packing it up neatly and nicely along the docks there.
What is it, like
And,
trunks or?
Yeah, it's trunks, but it looks relatively heavy. You're not sure what it is. The boat was sitting pretty low in the water, and she gets out and starts demanding that they carry the trunks, over to the tavern for her. And they look at her and are like, yeah, screw you. Our job was just to unload it from here on the docks. You can go pay somebody else to haul your crap. And the rest of these sailors all just kind of go back to mooring the boat and securing it. And she starts getting frustrated as he's standing there wanting somebody, and finally she looks over at this ghoul that's next to her, and she reaches into her pouch and she pulls out a small, looks like something wrapped in cloth or paper maybe, wrapped up, and she hands it to him. She says, stay here for at least 10 minutes while I go get some other porters to haul my stuff. And she begins walking towards the tavern.
So when she gets, within 10 feet of Quint, he'll kind of hop down in front of her, and he says, "You're out of place."
What would you know, you filthy ghoul? Out of my way.
And he'll like move and kind of pull his cloak back a little to reveal that he is an illusion on, right? It
Okay.
is an illusion, right?
It is an illusion, yes.
Yeah. Just briefly enough that she can see through it, and says all isn't what it appears.
Such is always the case. What are you doing down here? I at least have business.
Oh, I have business here.
Well, your business has nothing to do with mine. Out of my
In-
way.
Indeed, it doesn't. But it is odd that you are here.
No odder than the fact that you are here.
At least I
And you
don't.
so easily give away your disguise.
I do, but perhaps we could be of use to each other. You getting here and me leaving.
What use are you to me?
I am leaving. I have been here a while. Perhaps I can help you.
You wish to help me? In
Well,
what way?
You seem a little off at the docks with all that gear you're carrying.
That's just due to incompetent help. You can never get good help down here. It's not like
Ah.
back home.
Where is home for you?
She smiles at you. You really don't know. You pretend to not know.
Perhaps we are from different worlds.
Oh, very possibly. There are many worlds that we could be
Yes.
from or going to. I am here on my master's business.
I see. Does
And
she
who
have
is
any
your
kind
master?
of symbols or anything on?
You don't see anything that you can identify. She's not wearing anything blatant or obvious.
And does Blink have the cockroach?
No, I'm not displaying it.
Not displaying it.
Nope.
Okay. I didn't
No,
want to.
not
I didn't want that to be like obvious if we didn't want it to be, right?
exactly.
Quint's like, I serve different masters, but currently the one I serve takes me to what did he call the city? The city of
Your
light?
city of
What?
Vandical.
Yeah, but
Or the White City?
the is that what he said? The White City is a nickname for Vandergoold City, or no?
He
No,
kept calling it something else.
there's the pure city of Vandical, which
The
is where you
pure
guys are
city.
heading.
Yeah,
The pure city.
Yeah,
The
that's what he
White
said.
City is a different city, which is where the Emperor's primary residence is. That's Darakan. That's over here.
So Quintus say, uh, currently our goals are in the pure city.
Good for you. I just finished my business in the pure city as well. And
Excellent.
Darakan and other places around.
Then enjoy your stay as I try to book passage on the ship you are departing. And he'll get a
Well,
step out of her way.
chuckles. Good luck. Bunch of filthy Darakul as she walks along.
Quinta kind of give the signal like that she's okay, right? Like kind of like she's all right.
Right.
Let her go.
Tyrion's gonna wink at her as she walks by.
Sneers her lip at you.
Sneers.
Kinda.
All right. So I go through her stuff. What does she got?
Go through her stuff.
Well, she just left it here. This ghoul over here, I give him a little piece of an elf and tell him to go away. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's a bunch
you
of
can try
trunks. I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
and
there's a
stuff.
bunch of trunks.
I'm not gonna try to
it's-
open it at the docks and shit, but I'm gonna like
Okay.
scope them
I mean,
out.
They look like travel trunks. They're big. They're heavy. There's no
Okay.
indication of what's inside any of them.
Do they have like a lot of stickers on them from like all over undead cities, or?
Do we learn her name is Samsonite?
You know, everybody gets a sticker on their trunk when they travel. It's
Yeah,
all like
there's
undead.
no stickers on the trunks. Some of them do look like significantly heavy, as you see, like one of the trunks is piled up on one of the others, and the bottom one is kind of bulging a little bit at the sides. They look very heavy, far too heavy to be clothing or anything like that.
So I'll say to the velour jacket ghoul, says, "We wish to book passage."
He kind of turns over towards you, and you see that the bottom half of his jaw is completely gone.
And he points, bro.
He points over at the captain.
And I'm like, sorry, my bad.
And yeah, the captain over there, he sees you coming up and says,
Excuse
he
me,
is,
sir, vampire spawn, Captain.
yes,
Vampire spawn.
he's a vampire spawn, and he kind of looks up at you. What do you want? Stay away from my boat.
You travel to what's the name of the city again? Vandergast.
Vandercol.
No, that's the guy we're looking
Vanderbilt.
for. Vandergast is the guy we're looking for, right?
Vandergast? No. Avgost is the guy you're looking
Yeah. We wish to book passage.
Well, it's gonna be 2 weeks.
2 weeks till
I'm
you
booked
leave.
up for the next 2 weeks.
We wish to have you postpone those passages and take us
Not worth
instead.
my life.
Your life?
My next free passage is in 2 weeks. We're disembarking now. Everybody's taking shore leave until the morning, and then we're off.
Perhaps you have someone you might recommend. We have flesh to trade.
He smiles. You can try that boat over there. He points down to the boat down here.
That boat looks free.
Are there like guards and shit? Do we see any like body like?
You see no guards.
I like look at Blink and I'm like, 2 weeks? We gotta wait 2 weeks? I don't want to wait 2 weeks. We can
Is
take
he
these
pulling
jumps.
our chain on this with this pointing to this boat to the south? Like, did he do it as like, yeah? You
I mean,
can
he was
try that
chuckling.
one.
He was chuckling when he said it. Your check was successful. No. Yeah, he will happily explain that he has contracts for his boat for the next 2 weeks. You're welcome to wait, and he'll be back, and he'll sail you wherever you want to go on the Sulphur Sea. Or you can try that other boat. But his people are going on shore leave until the morning.
All right, let's try
Oh.
the other boat.
Yes, let's try the other boat. Come, Blink. Oh, hello.
I'm sure
Are
this will
you-
be fine.
Are you afraid of the paladin's aura, or what's going on with you? No. The DM forgot to
she's
move
gone.
a token.
Where did she go?
Blink's hiding her.
Yeah, now I can't move because I can't select blink.
Oh, weird.
I think natural selection's given a hiccup.
There's is an issue I've found with my own indicators, and I think it's something wrong actually with Fantasy Grounds. Without getting too technical in it, I'm using what's called a bitmap widget, and I'm setting it to be non-interactive, and I think their underlying code is still making it interactive, meaning your mouse clicks on the bitmap widget when it shouldn't, and that's what's interfering with selection and movement. So I'm working on something so I can report it and get them to fix it.
You know what I learned? Like the very first rule I think in Fantasy Grounds when I first started using it is don't stack tokens. I still try to use that rule.
It's a good rule. It's a good
So-
rule.
I think we're gonna go over here and watch what happens. I think either this boat's gonna float or we're gonna steal that one when the guards go
Yeah.
on leave.
All right. So you head on over there, and the ship. I mean, it looks a little banged up, but at least your cursory look at it, it looks like it. It'll float.
I mean, is there sails?
There's not currently sails up there, but there may be in one of the holds.
Yeah.
You haven't gone on
Hello?
board and searched it or anything like that.
Blink calls out. Hello?
Let's wave over customer support bot and Certegas. No, don't go kill those guys. Not yet. Not yet.
Later. We'll do
Let's go
that
check
later.
out and see if we can get this shit working. While they're taking a break over there. So Quinn will go in, like, go down
Okay.
below.
You get on, and getting down below, give me a perception check or investigation, since you're taking a look down inside.
Yeah, I think he would just like drop down and like stick his head in and take a perception check.
Mhm.
Pokes his eye. Oh, I dropped the one. Reliable talent. Yes.
Reliable talent.
Wow.
Yes. It's a very nice extension because I don't have to think about it.
Wow, I would have totally fumbled.
But yeah, you start taking a look around and you realize that although up on top it kind of looks a little bit dinged up, the bottom looks way worse. And it looks like it's taken some severe damage on the bottom, and it is taking on water. You see a couple of little devices that you think might be pumps that are pumping out this sulfury water, and there's about maybe 3 inches of water in the bottom of the boat throughout the entire bottom. And you think the thing is constantly taking on water and leaking, and they're trying to keep it from fully sinking.
It's fine, guys. I know mending. That'll fix it, right? This is
It might
fixable by mending.
take a while, but maybe. I don't know. Quint's like, I don't know a lot about boats, but that doesn't look good. I don't see any sails. Just maybe back here there's some sails.
You search up and down and inside, and you do not find any sails.
No oars, no.
No oars. It's up against the docks. It's tied to the docks. You think it's leaning a little bit to one side, like the boat is not flat. It's leaning just a little bit. And you do not find any sails or oars for this boat.
Quint's like, I think we're gonna have to take that one. He points over the other boat.
Well, we can steal it in the middle of the night while they're all on shore leave.
Yeah.
Or
Do we
some
want?
of them are, anyways.
Yeah, they probably won't. They'll leave at least somebody there, right? Do we want to ask at the tavern at all before we just go stealing boats?
Sure.
Oh, never.
Quint and CS Bot both
Are
sound
these the only two
disappointed.
docks?
Okay.
Yes. These are the
There are
only
no
two that
other
have
boats
ships at
around?
them. No,
Okay.
there are no others. It's a pretty small docks here. I mean, it's you can tell it's not very big.
Did we
They
get
just
the
have the occasional
impression
ship
that
come in.
the only other ship that comes in is going to be in 2 weeks?
You have no idea whether any other ship is going to be coming in at any time. It could come in 5 minutes. You don't know. This particular ship, it's leaving tomorrow, just not to where you want to go.
Well, we'll wait like an hour. Let's wait an hour and see what happens.
Okay. Inside or in the tavern or outside on the docks?
Quinn wants to like stake out the ship, this one. So he says he wants to stay outside somewhere and watch.
All right.
Okay.
I'd go in the tavern with somebody to ask it about boats coming in.
Okay. So from the outside for the next hour, you see two of the sailors leave, and basically every hour after that, until the fourth hour, a couple more leave, and then the very last ones to leave, and they're all heading to the tavern. Is the captain is the last one to leave after everything's kind of squared away. The captain heads over to the tavern as well. All right, so in the tavern, uh, and we don't really have we have the map that Gorvidal did for us, and ignore the greenery outside. There is no greenery uh, here next to the sulfurous sea. But let me pull up the tavern. So the Stool Pigeon Tavern, as was named, um, caters to all of the sailors who cross the Sulphur Sea, and kind of seated throughout the tavern, you can see
Oh, you got
the
lighting
sailors.
turned on or something?
Oh, sorry. Let me turn that off.
There we go.
You should be able to see. There's nothing to hide there. And so there are a variety of ghoulish sailors kind of sitting around the place. You see some of those that were on the ship outside, that you were watching have come in here, and they're sitting down and grabbing a small bite to eat. Taking real careful picking at the flesh and trying to get as much flesh off the bone as they can. And then once they do that, they start gnawing on the bones to try and get at the marrow, and just trying to get everything they can out of these little bits of food that they're able to buy. There are a number of ghosts as well that seem to be passing through the tavern, and some of them are interacting with the guests. Some of them are going back to the kitchen and bringing out food as servers, and some of them are sitting there. They're like guests, but they're not eating anything because they can't really eat anything. Um, but yeah, there are a variety of undead sitting around at the various tables and chatting.
So the
Slimer
servers
ate.
are
It just
ghosts.
fell
They're
out of him.
corporeal enough to carry food.
Some of them do seem to have at least the ability to carry the food, but they do pass through the tables and stuff. So it seems to be almost selective.
Like mage hand
Kind of.
ghosts.
Yeah, except they're humanoid-sized ghosts. They carry the trays that touch their hands, and then they just kind of walk through the tables and put them down.
Is there like a bartender or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where the bar is on here, but yes, there is a bartender. What would you
Alright.
like to ask?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the bartender and just say, we need urgent passage to Veracruz. Um, do you know when we could find a ship that might take us?
There's ships that come by every day. You can sit around for a little bit. There's maybe another one in a few hours. There's one that just came in. You can ask the captain. He might have space for you. There's a few of his
Uh,
sailors sitting out there.
yes, he's full up.
Oh, sorry, ma'am or sir.
Doesn't
Would you
sound
like
very.
something to drink?
Oh,
We got some fresh blood on tap.
fresh
I think it was a goblin, but I'm not 100% sure. They brought it in 2 days ago. Hasn't congealed yet. We put the special sauce in it so it won't congeal.
No, thank you.
Oh,
It's like
you're not
like-
thirsty, huh?
like flowers. You just put an aspirin in, and it keeps it from congealing.
There's the other boat, but I don't think you're gonna have much luck with that one. I overheard a couple of the sailors who was fixing it, and it's kind of busted.
I don't know, for some reason this guy sounded like Water Boy.
That's not intentional. He made he made me, but that wasn't intentional.
Quint's outside though, right? That's where he's at.
Yes.
So yeah.
You were watching, and so yeah, basically every hour, a few more go away until about 4 hours pass, and then the captain is going in here. You do not see the Shadow Fae lady in here.
Where did she end up? Like just wandering off the
She
docks?
she went into the tavern,
Oh,
but
which yeah.
Tyrion doesn't see her in there. And a couple of the guys went out and started collecting the trunks, and most of them take 2 or 3 people to carry.
Well, Quint's gonna sneak over to the other boat if there's everybody appears to be off of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably wasn't in the tavern for 4 hours, so I would probably go back out and be like, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get a ship anytime soon. About once a day, it sounds like.
Okay. You do hear a couple of the sailors just kind of talking back and forth, complaining about having to fix the damn Crimson Bloater. You think that might be the ship that was busted up. And they're talking about some damage that they took on. They were attacking, they think it was eels, large eels that were underneath, and they were bashing in the side of the boat on the bottom. And they were lucky to make it into port before they sank. Um, so Quint, you are heading over to
Yeah, I'll
so
activate my cloak and
okay.
try to be stealthy.
Yeah, it's dark, so there's no trouble finding a dark spot. You head over and kind of on the side. It was kind of on the other side of the boat where you couldn't see it from the docks, but on the other side you see the name of the boat is in burned into the wood, and the name of the boat is the Skin Trader.
Nice.
Blink.
The Skin Trader. Yeah, and he can use his boots if he needs to, just to kind of fly low and see if there's any portholes or anything he could see in.
So it's a small single-mast, fast-sailing ship. It measures about 10 feet wide, about 30 feet long. It has a main deck and one below. There aren't portholes. The only entrance is through the top. And there's some small quarters or quarters for a small crew complement. And you do see oars, which are there, as well as the sails. The ship's prow is well preserved. The ship's prow is a well-preserved mummified basilisk. The vessel seems large enough to hold maybe 10 creatures, and its cargo tanned hides from exotic underworld lizards, humanoids, and strange rubbery creatures comfortably. That's the description in the module.
Nice.
Right now, there's nobody on it. Everybody, you waited a while, and they all went in and are enjoying a nice meal. And you can search through. There isn't really anything of value on there.
Is it locked? Like the door to get down in the cabin and stuff? Does it look like it has a lock on it?
No, there is no lock on the hatch.
How about any obvious traps that may be on?
Give me an investigation check.
Particularly
There's a giant boulder trap
if we're gonna
hanging from
steal it.
the sails above.
It's a fireball. It's a fireball.
There's an explosive rune.
A reliable talent again.
Reliable talent. Yeah, you do not find any traps. It looks like a relatively simple trading ship. If you want to go through like the ship's logs, you can see that most of what it seems to be trading in is exotic like leathers and stuff. And this trip from the ambassador seems to be odd and it's not part of its like normal manifest of it's not part of its normal cargo.
The upcoming
is to
trip?
ship people. The previous trips and upcoming trips are all about leather hides, tanned hides and stuff from various exotic creatures. He's a luxury exotics dealer, shipping and receiving the hides. So he doesn't do a lot of
and the passengers.
That's the only one that seems odd because she didn't list any of her cargo as exotic hides. Nothing of that she owned was listed as part of the trade. So you think her passage may not have been what this captain normally engages in.
And he came from Vanderger the
He
Pier
never said
City.
where he came from.
Well, there's
He
the
never
log.
said. She did.
Where does the log say?
The log says she was picked up in Vandercool and brought here.
Does this thing look like we could like untie it and shit easy enough? Like,
Yeah, with a knife it'd be very easy to untie. But yes, it's not. It does not look like it would be difficult to take.
oh, so Quint will go back over to
They're all going for a swim.
he'll go back over to where the party's at, and he'll say, "Well, we can wait 2 weeks, or we can leave an IOU."
Yeah, I think we gotta steal the ship. I mean, it's not like these guys are good guys. It's not like it really counts as stealing. We're stealing from bad guys.
If you say so, boss.
Well, sneak over there, I guess. I don't know. Quint's like, I can get over there pretty stealthily, but
I'm gonna tell him about the eels. The eel infested waters that I heard about.
Oh, are they shrieking eels?
Nice. Do we have any eel repellent?
Can we block the tavern door so they can't come back out?
Other than Blink's normal scent.
Little spritz.
you can throw a chunk of elf in the middle of the room and distract them all, and then we can run and jump on the boat. Let's steal it. So
All
Quint's
right.
gonna start untying it before they all get over there, right?
Okay. So you start untying it. Everybody else is kind of heading their way over to the boat. After the first round, you see that one of the ghouls that had been assisting with the unloading kind of pokes his head out and sees you guys on the boat and starts yelling. Unfortunately, it's the guy who doesn't have the bottom half of his jaw, so it's a lot of as he's screaming and his tongue's kind of just flopping around, making a lot of noise. And you think that he might be alerting the rest of the crew that you guys are on the boat.
Oh, we
Right,
do have that wind potion, right?
You have a scroll of gust of wind.
Quint's
Oh,
gonna
man.
try to shoot his tongue out.
All right.
Sharpshooter.
You know, sharpshooter will give you, even with sharpshooter to hit right on his tongue, will give you a minus 10
10.
to hit the tongue.
I got it in the thing, and let's see, where's my actions?
Let me pull up his.
Longbow.
I honestly think you're gonna hit him, but
Well, we'll find out right about now.
you did a plus 10 instead of a minus 10.
So
I don't see the
a
problem.
13, does that hit?
It does. He has an
Yeah.
AC of 12.
So the arrow shoots, snatches his tongue out and pins it to the wall next to him.
Wang.
And
So now he's
I'm like,
standing
let's
next
go.
to the wall.
Let's go. I got him.
Tongue's pierced through, it's stuck against the wall. He can't come after you. All right, the rest of you very quickly load up and pull the ropes off the docks and kind of pull everything in. And do any of you have knowledge in sailing or anything related to that?
No.
Quint's seen a boat, I think. Well, we took a boat all the way up north. We know how to row stuff. Remember when Sir Tagus's lamp fell in the water? We know boating.
You've been on boats before, yes.
Yeah, that's our
So
experience.
That's good
who
enough, right?
is helping out on the process of launching the boat? I'm going to do a
uh,
skill challenge here.
Quint,
I will. I'm
Okay.
Quint's definitely using his agility and boots of flying maybe to help in the rigging and sails and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
trying to figure that
So
crap out.
what is Blink doing?
All right, so Blink has that scroll tucked within quick reach, just in
Okay.
case we need it. The gust of wind.
He's
Um, but other than that, yeah, I think he's kind of trying to direct people. Um, you know.
okay. Keep everybody organized from running into each other and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so you're gonna give me a see here. So you go ahead and give me a persuasion check. And Quint, you are up in the rigging, so go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
I'll take that. Wow.
Carrion, what are you doing to help?
I was like cutting the ropes and trying to push off the dock.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I'll help push.
Okay. You can also give me an athletics check.
Oof.
And what is Sir Tegas doing to help?
Using my eyes of the eagle to keep watch, see one, make sure that we're not missing anything, no traps or anything that are set to special ways that they tied the boat or underneath the dock or something to secure the boat, and then just watch as these guys approach and have my spells ready if necessary.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. All right. With the skill challenge, there were more than enough successes to make up for Sir Tagos not paying attention. Um, excuse me. As you guys manage to get the boat launched, it's a little shaky at first as you're trying to figure out, who's manning oars, are you trying to use the sails, how do you catch the wind? Where's the wind coming from underground? These are questions you don't have answers for yet. But you are pushed slowly drifting away from the docks as you guys start heading out. Who's responsible for the oars? Who's rowing? Or are you purely trying to go
I
on
will.
sails? Okay.
I'll row.
I'll row two if there's two spots, but
There are
Tyrion can
two.
take it otherwise.
Yep.
Okay.
There are definitely. I mean, it's a 30-foot long ship,
And
so yeah, there's definitely enough space for
Sir Tagas would
two
keep
oars.
count. Row, row, row.
Is he
And,
singing along?
Quint to be like doing the Titanic thing on the front, not looking at this basilisk, not looking at this basilisk, not. I said not.
All right. So you start pulling away, and thank you, Gorvidal, for that map. Even though we
Do we
didn't end up actually having a combat in it.
do we want to pull away and take a 10-minute break?
Yep, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Cool.
So you pull away, and you start getting, sail. You see from as you're pulling away, you can see the rest of the sailors come pouring out, and the first thing they do is try and run over to this busted ship, and it takes them about 5 seconds to realize there is no way that they're coming after you in that ship, and there's a whole lot of cursing and yelling and calling you dirty names, but there's nothing they can do because You notice they're very reluctant to jump into the water for some reason. I'm not sure why. But you manage to sail away, and that's a good, yeah, that's a good spot. We'll go ahead and take our 10-minute break then.
Cool. 10-minute break. I am going to put on a slideshow and a timer and some music, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. So if you're out there, you got 10 minutes, and you got to get a drink and get back. You can get a snack too, but yeah. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we are getting back. I'm stopping the music and stopping the timer and doing all that.
I have to get back to work. I'm trying to talk to fucking Gail for 20
All
minutes
right.
and she's ignoring me.
I think we're all back. Ugh.
All right. So as you all cast off, and you spend about an hour or so trying to figure out how to work the boat to efficiently sail, I'm going to have one person. Who are you electing to be the captain to make the sailing and navigation checks? It is an
Sure.
intelligence-based check. But
Blink will volunteer to do that.
okay.
Tyrion wanted to offer his ring of water walking to someone if they would like it. Because he has boots of flying, so he doesn't need to walk on water and fly.
Does it require attunement?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think that one does.
Handy. Handy.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the party sheet.
You can get out and push.
Quint's
Get
gonna
stuck.
really try to just watch, right? Like,
All right.
we don't hit something or eels in
So
the
here's-
water or whatever.
Yes. So here is a brief view of kind of what it looks like in this cavern. There is these
Oh,
deep
nice.
yellowish water, and off in the distance there's these little bright points of light. And when you get closer to one, I'll give a better description of what it is, but it's still a ways off at this point. But yeah, there's these little islands here and there. Not that many of them, not quite as many as are pictured here, at least. Most of the area is fairly wide open. There's plenty of area to sail in. The liquid itself has a very strong, acrid sulfur smell. And you think the water itself might be acidic partially. It's pretty nasty water. Um, And so that's the image of what you guys can see. So let's go to throw. So Blink is the sailor. So when I call for a sailing check, uh, I'll have you roll me an intelligence check.
Captain Stubing. The love boat.
So Quint, give me a perception check. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
No,
All right, very good.
19.
Dropped an 8, reliable talent. Very good. So you notice kind of off in the distance that you think you see a very briefly a glint of light off in the distance, maybe about 300 or more feet away. And you think there's another ship out there, as you can kind of very faintly hear the sound of the water lapping up against something. And you think it's kind of headed your way.
So I'll alert the captain that we have a ship heading our way, and I'll point in the direction that I hear it or
All right,
see it.
this is kind of a large map, so hopefully it loads okay for everybody.
Let me close up a couple of the other ones. Oh, nice.
You guys are in the Yellow Sea. The waves are moving. Can you guys see this rock up here? With
Yeah.
the light
Yeah, the
on it?
glow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glowy light. Okay. Very good. And Quint, off in the distance, you think the boat that you saw is kind of in that direction. You guys were roughly sailing this way, because you can see the rock over there with the light on it. And for just a brief moment, this is what you see, Quint. You can describe it to everyone else.
Did it appear to have any crew on it?
It's too far away. It's about
Oh,
300
so
feet away in the dark, and it was a very brief.
I mean, does it look like it's heading directly for us, or
It looks like it's heading towards you. Yes. In the
Quint?
brief flash that you got of it,
Yeah,
it is much larger than your ship.
yeah, Quint would say, I think we should turn and go away from it. It's very big.
And
Make it
Turn
so.
and go away from what?
That ship that way.
all right, so you can sail at 40 feet per round when you're just using sails, or 60 feet around if you're using sails plus oars. Um, but if you're using both, then you have to make a sailing check in order to get that full speed. Otherwise, you get confused and the sails get mucked up, and they interfere with your progress. But if you're just doing one or the other, then you don't have to make a check.
I keep
Quint,
getting an error since we popped this map up.
What kind of error?
I'll take a screenshot.
Yeah.
even close and reopen the map. But did you restart?
I did not.
No, I was talking to Faltrix.
Oh. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah, right. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it pops up every couple minutes, it looks like.
Oh. Manager actor display. I don't even. I wonder what that could be.
Some token asset on the map.
Yeah, it's.
Is there any kind of light at all emanating from this ship?
In general, no. Quint briefly thought he saw light for a moment, but currently there is no light coming off the ship. There is the light of that rock that you see off in the distance, but there's not a light that you think is coming from the ship. Now, if you want to do something to make it light over there, you can certainly try that.
No, I don't think we want to draw attention to ourselves.
No.
It is already heading towards you. So let's go ahead and do this. We're actually going to just be doing initiative for the boats. And you guys get initiative for the skin trader and the Phantom. We're going to start off initiative there.
We're gonna do what's it called? Like if I sing row, row, row your boat, and then somebody starts up afterwards.
Around.
Around, yeah, we start singing that. Around.
All right. So what is the range? Okay, too far away currently. So how far? As this boat begins to get closer to you, and there is a brief flash of light again, Quint. Now everybody's kind of looking towards it as you see. Rotate this boat.
Okay, this is crazy. I get that error every time I mouse over one of our tokens.
One of your tokens?
Yeah, like one of the party's tokens.
Okay. Let me remove you from the map. Because you shouldn't need your tokens for this battle. This is a ship battle. I'll have to look and see if anybody reported something on the forums.
That's
Now we
weird.
can't
And
see anything.
yeah.
Can't see anything.
I mean, as long as I don't mouse over one of our tokens, it's fine.
Shoot. I wonder if maybe I can do. Can I share this with each of you? Can you see it now, Blink?
The skin trader NPC?
Yeah, on the map.
Yes. No.
The NPC popped up.
All right, well, screw it. I'm going to turn
Yeah,
that up.
it'll be fine. I can live with it.
Can you see now? Nope.
The
Okay.
Quint
How
wants
about now?
to yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that's not going to work since your tokens aren't on there, so you can't get the vision from it, and I can't share that one, so you get the vision from the boat.
It's not just our tokens. If I mouse over
Any tokens.
the Phantom, I get it.
Weird, as I don't get it.
I could try closing Fantasy Grounds and restarting. See if that helps.
Is anybody else getting it, or just?
Nah, I'm not getting it. I'm mousing
I'm not.
over. I don't see our tokens anymore. Did they get covered up or something?
I took them off.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna try closing Fantasy Grounds.
That's
I'll be
too
back on in
close.
a minute.
He should be, yeah, about there.
Quint wants to try to get some. How far away is the boat? Can he shoot an arrow over there and with like
Right now it's about 200 feet.
like a
estimate.
alchemic fire and maybe like light it up a little bit?
You can certainly try, yeah. It's difficult to see because it's dark, but you kind of know where it is, and it's fairly large, so we'll give you disadvantage on it. But its AC is like 8, or what is it? Yeah, the AC. If you were doing damage, then it would be higher. But if you're just trying to hit and stick something to it,
13?
yeah, that'll hit. And the rest of you, this is what you can see now off in the distance.
Skin sail.
In sails and
I think we should try to be friends with it.
Are we going in any kind of order?
we are just going in the Phantom goes, and now it is the Skin Trader's turn. So it is your turn. Oh, you see the ship?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's you guys' ship. So now it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to use my eyes of the eagle,
Go
and
fast.
I'm going to be studying the ship, trying to get as much information on the crew as I can. I'll be telling everybody. Um, so it says, even if it's extremely distant creatures and objects, I can make them out. So I'm
Okay.
looking to see any movement on the deck, within the sails, anything from the crow's nest, any of that. Try to get
Yeah,
any kind of clue
absolutely.
as to what it is we're dealing with.
What you see with your eyes of the eagle, um, give me a perception check. You have advantage on it. Okay, an 11. You can kind of make out there are a number of humanoid creatures on the backs of it, and as far as you can tell, they all look to be heavily armored. It wasn't good enough to really give much detail about the creatures themselves, um, but you do see what little light there is glinting off. They all seem to be fairly heavily armored.
Now, can we see to the northwest here? It looks like there might be rocks. Like maybe there's a path we could kind of go in that the big ship wouldn't be able to follow us. Can we tell that?
Yeah, you can. Um, the light that you're seeing coming from this central rock there, uh, as you get a little, if you get a little closer to it, you'll notice that there is some kind of a small structure. It looks like a sphere almost that is chained in place on the top of that rock, and that sphere is glowing. But you do see that there appears to be some kind of a passageway. The rocks here are submerged, but you can kind of make it out because the light from this rock is glowing so brightly. You can see the shadow.
Land
So
ho! Oh,
is Skin Trader moving? What direction or what
We need a
speed?
sea hoe, not a land hoe right now.
I think we should go that way. Quit's like
Straight this way.
points. That's I. I can see a path. Go fast.
Yeah. Yes. Let's make a run for it and get as far away from this other ship as we can.
How long have we been sailing at this point?
About an hour.
And is
Is
this
that
coming
thing
from the direction we
fast?
came or a different direction?
It's kind of parallel to the direction you came from. Um, you pulled away and were kind of pulling away from the docks, and although your characters don't know it, this ship saw you and decided to pursue you.
Okay.
Fireball?
So, Blink, Capitan, what direction are you heading? And how are you sailing?
All right. It's still coming.
Okay.
That everything's still loading back up for me, but we want to go. Yeah. I can look on
The
Robin's. Like,
Anybody else want to try and move it? You should.
s- straight north, maybe a little
the
west to go close to the
like
light.
that?
No. Oh, northwest. Sure. Let's do that.
Okay. You can move up to 60 feet per round if you are using both, and it'll require a navigation check. Or you can move 40 feet and no navigation check required.
All right. Let's do both. Right, guys?
Yeah, row,
Yep.
row, row, row.
Full sail and roll. So give me a navigation check. All right, that was successful. So you can move the full 60 feet.
Sweet.
And the
Can
ship
you
in
can
the
you push
direction.
the map to me again, Jen?
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. Anybody else doing anything from the ship while you're at it? So Quint, you shot something, right?
Yeah, and just an arrow with alchemic fire on it, just to get maybe torchlight. I didn't see how much light it gave, but probably not a lot.
Okay. And not a lot, but you have at least a pinpoint as it smolders on the side of the ship. It doesn't look like it's doing any damage.
Yeah, it wasn't really the intention either, but um, yeah, Quint's
As we got
just
a
watching.
random teleport in the chat for the bad guy boat.
Nice.
Oh.
The whole
Alright.
boat? I mean, can you teleport a whole boat?
Just one random guy on the boat.
That
One.
means all the people on it are still where it originally was.
So the boat moves 1 o'clock 7 squares. So that's 7 squares, that's 35 feet. Yoink. Well, we don't have any people on the map yet, so to keep things simple, they're just traveling with the boat.
Oh, so the people don't stay in place while the boat teleports out from under them?
No, not in this case, because I'm a lazy DM.
That's too bad.
That's too much work, man. That's too much work. Come on.
Restarting Fantasy Grounds seems to have fixed that error. I'm not getting that anymore.
Oh, excellent. All right. So Quint did his thing. The sale happened. Anybody else doing anything during this turn? Otherwise, I'll pass the turn. Nope.
Yep, just throwing.
All
Whoa.
right.
Whoa.
So next is the Phantom's turn. So it starts to head closer towards you. I do know how to press the Alt button. As it comes near you. But you notice it's starting to turn in this direction as it's kind of getting its broadsides towards you. And you are 180 feet away, so you guys are actually in range now. As you hear this loud boom, and you see this flash of flame coming from the boat, as you think it fired a cannon or something, and this pelting mass of objects comes flying towards you.
Featherfall? No.
This was not written well because there's no, to hit roll. But it does 6d10 bludgeoning damage to the ship. Your ship does have a damage threshold, so if it's too low, the ship will not take anything. So let me go ahead and roll that.
Yeah, but that's
the
like
skin trainer.
15?
Yes.
30.
So while you guys are standing on the ship, this shards of what you come to realize are bones. These shards of bones that were loaded up in this cannon are tearing through the sails and smashing into everybody on the ship. So I'm gonna have everybody is going to target everybody on the ship. And you're going to give me a saving throw, a dexterity saving throw, as you're just inundated and pelted with all of these sharp bone fragments. So there's a dex saving throw coming your way. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Dex saving throw. Couple of failures. Or
I'm
one
going to use
failure.
my Indomitable
All right.
to roll that again. Sorry.
Not a problem. Push that to you. Turning
Now,
that failure
everybody,
into a success.
in
Thank you.
theory, would everybody be within 10 feet of me? So would they all get the +2?
Yes, they should. It's 10 feet wide and 30 feet long, so I guess not necessarily everybody, but everybody's pretty close because that covers 25 feet with you in the center. So yeah, pretty much everybody should be
Well,
within that range. But
everybody
I am
succeeded anyway, so
yeah, so it's
after
half
the
damage on a
Andromeda.
failed save.
Okay.
I'm gonna dump it into chat. So everybody should take 7 points of damage. If you could apply that to yourself, because I don't have anybody
Okay.
targeted anymore.
And Clint would have evasion, so he would take none.
Take none, right? And it has moved. So Skin Trader's turn. You are now damaged. You're at 270 hit points out of your 300.
We could try to run. I've got that scroll of gust of wind.
All right, that will
Yes.
increase your speed by 15 for 1 minute.
And
let's
how
do it.
fast is this thing moving?
Your
Phantom?
max speed right now is 60. That
big
big ship
ship
is
is
moving
actually-
90.
So we
So we
can't
still can't
outrun it
outrun.
anyways. Even if we gust the wind.
But I thought we were
Shoot.
just going toward these reefs.
Yeah, we are. But that thing's hauling ass. We gotta slow it down. Teleport it, bitches. Keep teleporting it.
I say we board it and take over that ship.
Good luck rowing that ship. Then.
Yeah, we don't even know what's over there. Like it could be like a whole herd of vampires or something.
All right. How are you going to move the boat? In what direction?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think we should keep going like that way towards the rock and
Yeah.
try to
Alright.
get
We
that
can
put the rock
island
between us and the ship.
that and like dash if we can.
Yeah,
All
use
right.
the wind.
Are you using the gust of wind?
Sure. Yes.
All right. So go
Yeah.
ahead and give me a navigation check.
If they get too close,
If
you
you're-
just turn the gust of wind and blow them away, right? You can turn it.
Boat considered a construct?
Is what? The boat?
Yes.
It's not a creature, so I
A
don't think it's
construct.
considered a construct.
It's more than meets the eye. Oh wait.
Transformer boat. So
So
that
would-
succeeds. So you have a move of 75 this turn and for the next minute.
So would winding key or repair metal work on the boat?
That's not very far.
A damaged construct or metal object. So metal object you could. So any metal portions of the boat. Let me look at the description. Because I don't believe this boat is made out of metal. Well, due to the severe lack of trees in the Underdark, I'm gonna say it is layered on the bottom with metal. It also protects it from the sulfur sea. So yes, that would help to repair the ship.
But winding key wouldn't work on it?
No, it's not a construct. It's an object. All right. Is anybody else doing anything during this your turn on the ship? Blink's done
Uh,
his bit.
Quint's just trying to watch out for this thing and alert people if they shoot another barrage or whatever. Maybe
Okay.
help.
So
Maybe
have
try
I
to give them
seen
some.
any kind of indication as to how many there are on here?
You want to use this round to take another look and give me another perception check?
Not really, but at this point, looks like don't have any other choice.
All right. With this one, you can tell that it looks like there's probably somewhere between 50 and 100 iron ghouls. You think they're manning the cannons and sailing. They're all wearing breastplate and wielding glaives. They look pretty heavily kitted out for war. You think this may be a warship?
Okay.
So about 370-ish. Okay, that's pretty fair still.
And you can tell that from here, the water in this direction does appear to be much shallower than the open water that you guys were at.
Which is beneficial for our smaller, lighter vessel.
And are the cannons on our ship pointing toward there? Or do we have to
Your
shift
ship
them
has no
around?
cannons. I don't believe the skin trader. It is a trading vessel. It doesn't come with armaments.
We have 10 finger guns on board.
We
already.
do have a cannon, but I don't think it shoot that far.
No, I looked at it. It's not. Yeah, can't shoot.
I mean,
that
Quint can lob some arrows over there, but realistically, what the hell's that doing? Can we get some? We don't have any control weather or anything.
CSB, did you want that ring of water walking?
Oh, I thought you were going to take it.
What's
You can
the
have it, or I will take it.
what's the range of the ring of the ram?
60.
That is.
That'd be pretty funny.
So that's only 60. The
60.
farthest distance I have is 120 feet with my circlet of blasting.
So, I guess we just keep running until. I mean, Quint can chuck some arrows, a few over there, just to keep. So we know the distance, right? Like light, just kind of. Can we use anything for cover on the ship for this freaking next cannon
can-
blast?
Yeah, you can dive down into the hold. If you're not one of the rowers or managing the sails at all, somebody's got to be doing all of that. I assumed CS Bot and Terrian were rowing, and Blink was kind of managing the sails and navigating.
Well, Quint's not gonna just hide in the down below.
I'm
Yeah.
going to touch.
He's gonna
Blink.
go up in the crow's nest, I guess. That's where Quint's gonna
Okay.
be.
So, would you rather be a little bit smarter or protected from these bone shards?
Oh yes. Make me smarter so that I can steer the ship better. Sweet.
I was being charismatic this whole time and I didn't know it? Wow.
I've got the it should automatically clear any concentration effects if you cast another concentration on them.
Oh, that's cool.
So you don't have double concentration. All right, so that's the end of your turn. New round.
I'll try to position myself so that everyone is within range.
So maybe
Okay, so
Quint
this-
up in the crow's nest? Unless you're like halfway up, baby. could be like swinging on a mast.
Shift. The
Dun,
ship drifts a little closer. Yeah, how far are you? 175, so you are within range. As another blast broadsides the ship, doing 18 points of damage to the skin trader. And then each of you,
What is the damage threshold?
15.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pretty hard not to get over a 15 with 60-10.
66. No, 60-10. Yes, 60-10. Excuse me. All right. As each of you gets to do a dexterity saving throw. Everybody good?
Ooh, ooh. Anybody
Should
want
we?
to check a box?
Sorry.
I was gonna ask if we should have clicked +2 first from.
Yeah. Would that have helped
Blink
anybody
would
who
it would have
failed?
helped Blink. He would have made it.
Yes, I would have succeeded.
Okay.
And Sertega,
It would not have helped customer support bot.
no. We're only giving him a 12.
Oh, Blink, you should have taken half. Wait, what? That is coded wrong.
I can manually add back 14.
Yes, add back 14. Why did everybody should have taken at least 14 except for Quint, and CS bot took the whole brunt of it because he failed.
Okay, geez, rub it in. Gosh.
So yeah, everybody, if you could add 14
Done.
your wounds, and it's
Quint's like,
done.
look out! I don't know.
All right, Skin Trader.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah. Let's see how far we can go. I'll do my
Do
int
a
check.
intelligence check.
23.
Has a very good success. I'm going to give you an extra 5 feet on that.
So I can move 80.
80 this turn, yes.
Really gets the gust of
We'll
wind
just say
going
if you
in
get
the-
above a 20, you get an extra 5. How's that?
Ooh, sounds good.
Sneaking
Did
up around the rock.
did anybody else want to do anything before I moved us? Because we were closer.
I don't matter with Quint's arrows. He got 600 feet or whatever. Just to, if we're keeping it lit over there. This, as we're going by this glowy rocky thing, what does it look like?
Alright, so you take a look at this glowy rocky thing, and there is a large sphere, estimate maybe 40 feet, not 40 feet, excuse me, 4 feet in diameter. So it's a fairly large sphere, but you get a pretty good look at it, and you realize that it looks like a very thin, almost like a cage, a mesh, like a wire mesh, like chicken coop mesh sphere, and you see a bunch of beetles crawling inside it, and the backs of the beetles are glowing very brightly. And you kind of get the impression that this is like a makeshift lighthouse almost. It's stationed here. It looks like there's been traffic here. You can see that there's signs that somebody has come on here and set it up and probably comes regularly to maintain it. That set up this bright spot on it as either a warning or navigation marker.
And it's all a bunch of beetles that's causing the light.
Yeah, it's these brightly glowing beetles that are kept in this giant 4-foot ball cage that's chained there to the island.
Quint's
The little
gonna
rock
try
there.
to. Is he 30 feet from one of the beetles?
Well, all the beetles are inside the cage, so
That's okay. He doesn't want
sure
to shoot
you can
one.
be within. You can be
He
within
wants
30
to.
feet.
He wants to try dousing one of the lights on him. He's got a transmutation cantrip he can do,
Okay.
and he's able to douse a single small source of light within range. Torch, candle, lantern, or a light or dancing light cantrip. So I don't know if that would work on the beetle, but he's just trying. Does it work?
So it's natural phosphorescence. It's not like a fire.
So it'd probably just
Um,
come back on even if it went out. Like, bloop.
yeah. I'll give you the hint that in the dousing, kind of like pouring water on it, steam comes off the back of these beetles. So you get the hint that they may be quite hot.
Uh. Quint's like, they're. That's not magic, I don't think. They're creatures.
What do you think they'd do if we let them out?
They would probably fly around shooting steam balls at everything.
Everything, but maybe not us, because you know, the king gave us his protection from bugs, right? I'm just
Oh,
throwing out ideas.
oh, that's a pretty good one though. I like it. I like it. And the timing is about right too. How do we want to let
That's
him
where the
out?
point of
You gonna
inspiration.
you gonna throw a bead of force over there or something?
Do what?
Does it look like they could be like unlocked? Is they're in a cage kind of?
Yeah, there's a latch on the side of it.
Oh shit, Quinn,
You can see
fly
it
over
now that
there.
you're looking for it.
Quinn fly over there and like as we're going by, he's gonna freaking release and then he'll wait, um, and just misty step back over to the ship.
Okay.
Like,
So you get over there and you see that there's a metallic looking latch, and the cage itself is all metal. And it looks hot. You kind of get the sense, you get closer, you definitely feel heat coming out of this thing. But in the side of the cage, there's about a 1 foot by 1 foot door that the latch you think is going to pop open, right? Um, and so if you want to go ahead and pop open the latch, it'll swing open the cage door, and there will be about a 1 foot by 1 foot hole in the side of this cage. And there's probably 30 of these bugs in there, and they're each about 6 inches long. With they look kind of like beetles, except their backs are hard and glowing brightly and emanating a lot of heat coming out of there.
See if you can
well,
position the ship so we can use gust of wind and blast them onto the other one.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And Quint's also got a decanter of endless water, just in case things get really hot. He can like squirt himself, but he'll
Give
try
me a
to
perception check, Quint, as you get
uh,
closer.
skills perception. Uh, he's pretty good.
Yeah, very good perception check. So as you get a little closer, you notice a couple of them crawling, and their back carapace folds up a little bit, and you see little tiny wings flutter for just a second as the carapace closes again. Kind of like a ladybug, that hard
Uh-huh.
shell kind of opens up.
Oh no, Quint's all expecting these things to fly. That's why he's misty stepping back. He doesn't want to be anywhere near him when he releases this thing. But we're hoping that Blink is right. That's what we're hoping.
Let's find out.
All right, very good. So let's
He's gonna
pass
try
the
to
turn.
like so he doesn't like burn himself or something. Use his sword or maybe I don't know. if it's hot?
Okay, well, it shouldn't be an issue. The handle itself is not going to be hot.
Oh, okay.
You can yank the cage open without hurting yourself.
All right. Who does it?
All right. So this thing kind of tries to turn because it doesn't like getting that close. And it's going to turn and head up this direction. And that's as close as he wants to get to you. As
Would you rather have the ring? You can jump out and just use your gust of wind and blast them and run, follow it.
blast the ship?
I can also make you faster.
You got uppers. I got Molly. What do you
Excuse me.
need? What do you need?
All right. So the ship takes 31 points of damage. It's starting to slow down a little bit. Not quite enough to really affect it, but you think a few more blasts and it's going to start to really slow down as holes are being torn through the side. Each of you gets to do a saving throw. This time, let's remember, and everybody give yourself the +2. From the
Working in the free world.
I'm also going to use my inspiration.
okay. Yeah, if you've got inspiration, go ahead and use that.
You got 30 minutes left, boy.
30 minutes.
All right, so the NPC is not coded correctly, so I'm gonna drop the damage in the chat.
Fuck, damn it!
If you made your save, you will take half unless you're Quint. If you failed your save, you take the full 24.
CS-Bot rolled two twos. Two twos? Was it Deuces Wild this round? Isn't that what we said?
That's rough, man.
He said stabbing him repeatedly.
With the bone cannon. And that's the end of its turn.
CSB bot's gonna die from cannonballs.
All right,
Bone
Skin Trader, you
cannonballs.
all get to take your turns.
Can I use the gust of wind like as we're going by the rock to so like, you know, as we're going past and going up, I want to use the gust of wind to, instead of pushing the ship, to try to blow the bugs towards their ship.
Absolutely.
And I think Quint can maybe use the decanter of endless water to squirt too. How far can you squirt the thing? Let me see.
I don't
Where's
think
it
it's
at?
quite that far.
It's a pretty big stream if I remember right. Oh, it doesn't. It won't let me see it. It's in the DMG.
Let me pull it up
It's
here.
on my sheet though. If you wanna click on it. Geyser, 30 gallons of water goes 30 feet long. Oh, maybe a little bit, right? Like if they start this way, he might go squirt, 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 squirt. Like
Oh,
get
yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
couch, cat.
If they head towards you,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll absolutely let you use your decanter on them.
There you go.
Squirt him like the cat. Get off the counter.
All right, so the bugs, you can see them start crawling out of the little hole as you guys sail north, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we want to keep going up and away
Like
from this thing.
that direction, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do you want another navigation roll so we can move 60?
Yes, please.
I will use my inspiration on
Okay.
this. just to make sure.
And
Good
you
thing
are
I did.
successful.
Yeah.
Well, you dropped the second one,
Yeah, it
but
was a
still.
second.
Very good.
Yeah, and then blow the bugs as we're going by the rock, and we're in line with their ship so that they hopefully head out that direction.
All right, and you see the bugs that have crawled out. As the wind hits them, the gust of wind, they start getting all agitated and fluttering their wings, and you see them start to scream out. As you guess, there's somewhere between 20 and 40 of these things start flying out, and they flutter about for a second, and then they immediately begin heading in that direction.
Perfect.
Towards the big ship.
So he'll see a spot for a tiny bit.
Thank you.
Hey, it looked like
Full
that these
F1
things
pit.
might have been eating anything in the cage, like.
There are some remnants. You think they might have been chewing on something. You'd have to go back out to get a closer look. It's a little hard to see from where you are.
But like when we went by, we saw some like bones and stuff in there or something.
Yeah, there was definitely something feed-wise in there. You think somebody was maintaining it, coming out and putting food in it and keeping them alive and healthy in there.
We could shoot some arrows over to the ship with fingers from the elf on them over there.
Give them a snack.
Finger
Some finger
food.
foods. Hors d'oeuvres. Yeah. All right. Is that everybody's what you want to do on this turn?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll skip to the next round. The Phantom. It tries to slow down. You notice it's hauling back on the oars. Unfortunately for the Phantom, you guys are now out of range of its cannon. Its range is 200 feet, and you are now at 225 feet.
Nice work, Blink.
So it is actually not going to be able to do anything. It's going to stay there. And it looks like you can see some smaller boats on the side being lowered down. As a couple of the soldiers appear to be climbing into these smaller boats.
Nice.
So what would you like to do? It's obvious that they don't want to go into this shallower water where you guys are heading.
Well, Clint wants to like really start to pay attention now to the rocks and the reefs and the stuff under the water.
Okay. So as you are paying attention, I'm going to give Blink advantage on his navigation rolls.
Ooh.
Because you are now acting, calling out distances and information.
I assume we want to keep going through this as fast as we can, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Alright.
as far as we can see, I think we're gonna keep heading towards the top left corner of the map, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Well, if we can, we should just sort of dock in here and then let them come to us, and we can take out these smaller ships.
That's true. We could just wait in here. As long as they maintain, a
Yeah, because
distance.
well, we can see when we get a little further in. Maybe we could see a little further. But yeah, that might be a good plan. Is just to ambush them or something as they come in.
Alright.
And that
Yeah,
gust
let's
of wind will
try,
last a minute, so
What's that?
the gust of wind will last a minute. So don't forget to add your 15 more feet.
Yes. Alright, so we could still do 75 if I make my check.
With
And
advantage.
80 if you're over 20.
Yeah.
Dude.
There you go.
Hashtag butts. Hashtag guidance.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
All right, and you do see that the bugs are in the process of flying in that direction of the big boat. They're about halfway across the distance because they're flying pretty fast. You think they might be hungry? I think there wasn't enough food in there.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, so the Phantom is going to
Maybe they're
just
flesh-eating beetles. Will destroy the sails.
sail up just a little bit.
They really like skin.
Yeah, and you see two of the boats drop to the water. They now have each boat has 4 people in it. 2 are rowing, and the other 2 are waiting with heavy crossbows. But they are not firing yet. You're not quite sure why. And so it is now the skin trader's turn, and the bugs on this turn fly closer, and you notice everywhere they latch on to the side of the Phantom bursts into flame. Like there's just small bursts, and everywhere they crawl, you see flames and smoke kind of starting to spew out on the area where these things are crawling. And several of them go straight for those tiny little rowboats, and the people are so freaked out they actually jump overboard. So you see these humanoid ghouls that are on these rowboats. They're just getting ready to start pulling off, and this swarm of these giant fiery beetles invades them, and they start absolutely freaking out. You hear screams coming from them. They don't seem to be paying any attention to you anymore, as the side of their ship has caught fire.
So mechanically, how are they able to see 200 feet in darkness to shoot the cannon?
That's a good question that you don't have an answer to right now.
Okay.
They have a magic eyeball they can look through. I don't know. It's D&D.
They are
Well, they had the beetles. We were between them and the beetles.
right.
So they
There's
could see
light
us
enough.
before, but now we're on the other side and the beetles
Yeah.
are gone. So
Well, yeah, the beetles are gone from the primary light source that was here. And you do know that most Daracool, hey Prometheus, most Daracool have dark vision of 60 feet. That's what you guys kind of have had. So you don't really know why they are able to see longer here. But they are obviously well adapted to sailing. You can imagine how hard it would be to sail if you could only see 60 feet away.
yeah.
It would be terrifying. A sea battle when it's pitch black.
Well, they would invent like cobalt on a stick or something and have them like out in front of the ship by 60 feet
Yeah,
too.
something.
So you get a little more distance.
But at this point, if you guys are not going to pursue attacking them, they are going to pull away because they realize that the side of their ship is now on fire.
So I'd like to burn a Benny to find out if there was any miscellaneous magical items on the ship that we should try to go get. No.
There's up to
At-
100 ghouls.
Yeah.
Right.
They're 230 feet away, so with spell sniper, that's within range of my firebolt. I'd like to take one shot at them.
All right, go for it.
Pink, 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 pink.
I can throw one in
You
the
can see
combat
'em.
tracker if you want.
They're
Yeah.
on
I
fire.
think
There's plenty of light.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I think if Blink aims at one, Quenta try to finish it off the same one with the arrow, like at the same time.
All right. Well, very good. You managed
this
to escape.
3 times the size of our ship. Is that about accurate? Give or
Yes. Yes.
take? It's only got
So
probably 900 hit points. It's on fire, so it's probably down to 800 now. Your firebolt.
that's how
Do it
many?
enough times.
It has 600 and a pretty good damage threshold as well. I think its damage threshold
yeah.
is like 30. It's a warship. It is actually metagaming. This is the Emperor's warship, the Phantom,
Well,
and you
I hope the
escaped.
Beatles enjoy their feast.
So do we get experience for every guy that was on that ship when it went down?
And the
You
ship
get
itself.
experience for surviving the encounter. Yes.
Milestone,
all
yeah.
all of the milestone experience you want. Very good. So you guys keep on sailing away. You succeeded in escaping from that, and
It's a
let me pull
small
up the
world
map. Where'd the
after
map go?
all.
So back on this map,
Don't
you
say
guys.
that, we'll get stuck and we'll stop moving.
I got off that ride one time.
You guys sail out, and just due to the sheer distance involved, it's probably going to take, you think, 2 or 3 days to sail up to Chandelier Island. But you did manage to avoid the patrol that noticed you, and I'm going to push you a long rest as you get up to about here.
Quint's gonna practice using his minor illusion to change the name of the boat if somebody gets close enough to see him.
And I'm going to
Okay.
cast 2 more healing on the boat. Well, I healed CSB, so I'll use the last 2 healings on the boat for. Where'd he go? Here it is. Oh, it heals automatically overnight.
Yeah, I long rested it, so unfortunately, it
Okay. Well,
it
then
heals
whatever
like a
text
creature.
I still cast them.
Yep,
So.
sounds good.
I use
And-
mending every minute. I cast mending until.
Well, you have repair metal too. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And you would get your spell slots back because you have had a long rest afterward. So,
Yes.
all right, very good.
And we could change the name to Fart Dog, and then every time you attack us, it's Fart Dog's gonna go off in the chat. Ruff, ruff.
Yeah, there you go. It probably would.
I don't know. I just let's see. There.
There you go. The new ship, Mark Dog. All right. So we have a not so random encounter again on the ocean. This time, I am going to add your characters back to the map.
Is it the same map? Sulfur Sea?
It's the same map. Yeah, same map. I did remove the reef and rocks, and I'm not going to worry about lighting. We're going to pretend you are all on the ship. I'm just going to move the ship out of the way so we don't have token stacking. So if you could all stay roughly, don't I thought I threw one on here.
You get tokens locked too if you want us to move ourselves.
Yeah.
And CSB
give
will
me
probably
1 second.
be in front of me, so he can be within the aura.
Yes. Yes.
That's not what I wanted to do. Just give me 1 second here. Oh, let me unlock the map and you can move around.
Now, does your cannon have to be a cannon? Could you make it like a dinghy and have it, if we sunk or something, to where it would float?
No, I don't think so. I think it has to have feet or wheels, or legs or wheels.
I always thought it would be cool if it had like legs that went around in a circle like wheels, like tuk, 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 tuk. Like a doll legs, like Barbie doll legs.
Like wagon wheel spokes without the wheel itself.
There you go.
There's a ship for you, so
Feet.
you can move on to the ship.
Is it holy?
Yes. All right. So we're gonna roll that.
Roll it, roll it.
There you go. Sorry, did it come up twice?
Yeah,
It did come up twice.
Accidentally clicked it twice.
I didn't like the first one. I'll roll the second one. I think I rolled identical, didn't I?
You rolled a 7 and a 13.
Yeah.
No, you rolled a 3 and a 13. Sorry.
Nice.
Were the dice rolls. So
Oh,
it was
the
a
cannon
7
can
and a
come over here
17
too.
result. All right. And then we gotta switch to that one and make him visible as you are sailing in the darkness. You feel the boat bump into something pretty solid, and as you peek down, you see a head pop up out of the water. And it's kind of a serpentine looking head. It's purplish in color, and it's quite large as this head pops up on the one side of the boat. And then a second later, you see another head pop up right next to it as this serpentine head pops up next to it. And then an entire body kind of starts to come up out of the water as you see this thing.
A hydro eel?
Pop up out of
It looks
the
friendly.
water. It's a dark purple and mottled hide with light purplish underside. Each of its heads has the ability... Oh, never mind. I won't read that.
Yeah, you can keep reading.
So what role does CSB
Ability
has
to
to make
spit
it his mount?
acid. I'm gonna say from the picture. Sulfur acid.
Sulfuric acid as this thing pops up out of the ocean and starts looking for lunch.
Somebody feed it.
Let's feed it CSB. It'll find out that we're not very palatable and leave.
Sure.
I still have the halter from my horse. If you want to try to tame it.
So we're gonna
Yeah, it's worth a try.
start off. Tyrion, you get to go first.
Natural 20. I tame
Nice.
the hydra.
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna use my boots of flying to not go into the sulfur water. But I'm gonna
Okay.
come right up to it and I'm gonna try to talk to it and say, "Hey, we're not very tasty. Let's just be friends." And then
Okay.
I'm gonna ready my sword to chop at one of its heads when it tries to eat me.
Okay.
Well, Quinn's going to take advantage that Tyrion is adjacent to it, and he's just going to shoot it in one of its eyes. That's what he's going to do. He doesn't think
Okay.
it's friendly.
Oh, now it's not gonna try to be friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be friends after I shoot it. Attempt to? There it is. I don't know what happens when
right.
you shoot it in the head, but
All right.
Greg
You
doesn't let us role play when we're players either, so.
Nope.
All right. So you shoot this thing in the head, and it kind of thrashes. It's one of its heads thrashes back and forth as it uh, looks very annoyed at you.
And then he's going to move back here, staying aloft.
Okay.
Is that a square? Yeah, down arrow.
All right. Well, with how he has been rolling lately, thought I had that spell. Yeah, here it is, Warding Bond. All right, so I'm going to step forward, touch CSB.
What?
Nice.
And then I will.
So you kind of raged in reverse, sort of,
Except it
attack.
shares the damage.
right?
I take
Kinda-
I take half
You
his
kind of
damage.
raged in reverse.
So when he gets eaten by this Hydra, I will feel his pain.
Only
It's
half.
ironic because I have no nerve cells, so I don't actually feel pain, but you.
Right, and that is a right, and so that's me. I'm going to mark off my spell slot. 2.
All right. Blink is just going to pull out his tools and start assembling the cannon. And that is essentially his whole turn.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have my ring of water walking, so I'm going. Boop. And don't worry, I won't cut his heads off. I have a staff of striking I'm going to use instead.
Uh-oh.
Crit.
Nice.
Nice. Bonk.
Oh, I forgot to do spiritual weapon. Next turn.
Then I will action surge to do that again.
Okay.
So is he damaging the body, or are you tracking each head?
I am. The damage total is to the body, but if you do above a certain amount, then a head dies.
They made it easier to run a Hydra, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a little easier.
All right, and then I will end my turn. Wait, no, I'm going to do free action, second wind. Or not free action. After having done 27 things on my turn.
They said you weren't wounded.
Oh, I wasn't wounded? Well, I did it out of... I was just pumping myself.
Give yourself another checkbox there.
Yeah. Turned on the nitro. All right. So this thing is going to go, and in your last turn, you had actually knocked out or killed 2 of its heads.
Nice.
I believe in total damage. Yeah, you did. So when you do at the start of its turn, the 2 heads grow back, and it regains some hit points. Why isn't that changing? He's not healing.
That's fine.
Because
Which
it's
is
only
insurance.
6 seconds. Getting a head back in 6 seconds, much less 2 of them. I don't know.
This sounds like
There.
healing to me.
Seems unrealistic.
No, there he's healed. And first thing he's gonna do is see this barbarian who flew close,
Bite-sized.
bite-sized, nice little snack,
Like a little
and it's
egg
gonna
roll.
yeah. And I know he's gonna get sentinels, but he doesn't know that. So first attack is a
Oh.
hit.
When should I do my attack for trying to get eaten?
Oh, you were ready.
What do you mean?
I ready to attack.
Yes, you can go ahead and take your attack now. Then. Why is this not?
And see if I could use Sentinel.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Reactions all around.
Reactions everywhere. All right, so that's he's gonna do damage
Wow.
to Tyrion as he bites down, and you feel this acid dripping out as
Is
it
it-
bites you again.
Is a free action Katarian rage?
Nope.
Wasn't angry yet, and now I'm gonna be angry.
And then it bites you again with a third head. Oh, that one misses.
Not letting you talk to it would make you angry.
And then a
Damn it,
fourth head bites onto Tyrion.
Talk to the Hydra. That's the animal that he decides to talk to.
And then it decides to come up this
This is the first
direction
non-undead thing we've had in like
in a long time.
years.
The kobold was not undead, but yeah.
I
And
was
then
gonna try to talk to the dragons, but we were already in the middle of fighting them when I showed up.
The last time we talked to something that came out of water demanded our magical item, so quit shot it.
as the fifth head rears up and spews a spray of acid in your direction, catching everybody kind of in that line with the acid. So I'm going to push a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
All
Yo,
right.
what's up,
I'll use
Jingo?
9 too.
Okay.
Why not? Everybody should, if you got it. There's only
Use it
5
or lose
minutes
it. You got
left.
5 minutes. All right. Boom. We got a whole bunch of successes as everybody takes half damage except for Mr. Evasion.
All right, so did it work for CSB?
Let's
Yes,
see.
Yes.
CSB took half, so you should
So
take
it
an
takes
additional 8.
So I take 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you didn't take any from the original one because you weren't in the line, but you do take the 8.
Ah, my eyes, my eyes.
Four minutes. Do you want to do
Yeah,
another round or?
Why don't we call it here,
Cool.
and we can pick up with the Hydra next time.
sounds good.
So that's it for Friday night. We are off this weekend, but Tuesday I will be running Waterdeep Under Siege. They are doing the Devil Lich, the Tomb of the Devil Lich. So we will pick that back up at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. But let's see who's out there to go raid. Raid? Is there raid worthy? Let's see. You know who I want to go raid is it's Cliff's Gaming because they are running some Dungeons and Dragons, Haven't been over there in a while, so we're gonna head over there. But stick around just for a second and say goodnight to everybody as we start a raid in 5 seconds. So thanks, guys, for hanging out, and hope you guys have a great weekend. See you guys.
Thanks, John. Glad
Thanks.
you're feeling better.